Okay. So, what a way to start out the webinar. Thank you for being here and on time. I will say that when I set up the system, the only time I could see that I thought was in my time zone was Jamaica, but I just got a pop-up that the webinar is supposed to start in an hour, and I cannot wait till 8 to start. So I apologize for the people who either come in late or you miss it. Please accept my apology. It is set up correctly now in my system, so I do deeply apologize. So if you could please in the chat, let me know that you can hear me, and this way I can be sure to not be just talking to myself. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. And I like to be mindful of everyone's time, so we will not be on long. I greatly appreciate you coming on after being at work. And okay. So, I don't see anything. In the chat. Okay, I would hate to take this microphone off. But let me know that you can hear me. Otherwise, this is going to be a silent movie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, close this. All right, I am going to go ahead and let's see. If you can type in the chat to let me know that you can hear me, that way I won't be worried about it the entire time. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Otherwise, I know if you start dropping off, you can't hear me. Maybe you're on your phone, so you can't respond. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Okay. So we'll be praying or I'll be redoing it. Hey, it's life, right? Okay, let me get started. I am going to share my screen. And there we go. Hope it's big enough for you so you can see. Okay, well, welcome to my webinar for I Could Have a Successful Career, but. So I do want to make sure that you saw the links in the reminder email for you to download your worksheets. I do have worksheets, yes, I know. You know me, gotta work, gotta produce. So I want to make sure that you use this time effectively, which was why I created the worksheets. So if you have not downloaded them, please make sure you download them and go through the questions. Okay. Now, so I would love to know if you are able to type in the chat who you are and where you are joining us from tonight. So, sorry. It is 7 o'clock. Someone is texting me, but okay. So I'd love to know who you are and where you are joining us from tonight. So this way I can kind of understand where everyone is. That would be really awesome. If you could do that in the chat. If not, just yell and we'll pretend like I heard you, okay? So if you're on your phone, you're probably not at home, but I do have a special request. I'm sure you have not heard someone ask you before in a webinar. And that is, I need you to grab a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll or a box of tissues, whichever one is closest to you. I know it's a funny request. It's totally okay. I'm fine with it. You will remember this webinar forever because you grabbed a roll of toilet paper or paper towels. I'm sure you will remember. So I'm going to give you just a moment to grab yours. This way I know you have it. We will use it, not immediately, and it won't be nasty, but I do need you to grab that. So if you could grab that, I will give you a moment. And while you are grabbing that, I will go ahead and introduce myself for those of you who do not know me, personally or professionally. I am Courtney Coleman, your career performance and impact strategist. I provide executive coaching for women who want to make an impact. They're women in management and leadership, and they desire to increase their performance, build better relationships, and create their impact while raising their income. They really want to make a difference in the world. They understand they have a calling and they are ready to accept it and to go into action. So the reason why I decided to work with these women was because they have goals, they have aspirations, they desire to help other people get to where they want to go to. For me, I am such a person of action and goal and achievement that these are the people that I work best with. If you're a person who doesn't have goals, doesn't aspire to make an impact, you really don't want to do anything, we're really not a good match. And I had to make a decision to stand on that so that I could be the most effective, so that I can reach my potential, as well as helping the other people to do that. When there's a mismatch, people end up receiving the wrong signals. So since I have a strong personality and I am about business, someone who can't make a decision or isn't a strong personality, they can take me as, or receive me as being overbearing or too demanding. But the fact is, in order to get stuff done, you need my personality. You need my gift mix. And sometimes people don't have that. And I can be an accompaniment to them. And sometimes they do, and I can be their cheerleader and I can help them see missing holes. So that is why I decided to work with these women, because they know that there's something that they need to do and they want to do it and they need somebody to help them to achieve that. And it also, for my gift mix, I work well with entrepreneurs. I am a certified practitioner with Taylor Protocols, and that is one of the tools that I use to help women, to help them to understand exactly what their makeup is and how we can maximize that. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a dog owner. Oh my goodness. If you don't know what a Basenji is, you have to look that up. And I am a business owner, and I do still work a job. So I have a lot of demands that are on me. And in order to do that, you know, you got to be on top of your stuff. So that helps me just a little bit to kind of keep stuff organized. How I work with you, how I can help you. I really focus on 8 areas, and that is through personal growth, team building, goals, conflict strategy, performance, relationships, and impact and contribution. These areas I'm able to help you sort, help you build, help you grow. And that's why I just love it. That's why I love working with the women that I decided was best for me to work with. So if you are here, you want to maximize whatever opportunity or part of your life that you feel there's something else you have not achieved yet. If you are here, you have goals and aspirations. If you are here and you don't, you're probably going to be like, why am I wasting my time? So if you know someone that could benefit from this at a later time, I can have another webinar and you can invite them to that. But this is solely for the women in my group and on my list. But I do thank you for coming and watching. But this is where I shine and this is where I live. So that's what I'm going to focus on. Now, I did not forget about the toilet paper, the tissue box, or the paper towel roll I told you to grab. I really do need you to get it. I want to talk to you about something called the progression principle. The progression principle is where lower levels must be met before higher level needs are met. So according to Abraham Maslow, before a person can take action to satisfy a need at any level on this pyramid that he created, the needs below on the bottom must already have been satisfied. So just think about that. It's like climbing a ladder. You know, it'd be best so that you don't hurt yourself trying to jump up 5 steps if you just start on the bottom. So let me take a sip of water real quick. Does everybody understand that concept so far? So let's think about it for a moment. Everyone has seen a baby. Now, have you ever been able to play with a hungry baby and keep the baby's attention for long? Now, you might distract them for a second, but you can't have like a play session with a hungry baby. The primal and initial need to eat was not met, so you will not hold their attention. So they can't stay at the level of happiness and distraction from being hungry because they're babies. And most of their needs, really all of their needs, are just primal needs. So if you can see that, you can just wave and say yes, or you can email me and tell me later. You totally get it. That primal need needs to be handled first before we move on to the secondary need. So our motivation is based off of the 5 basic needs we have in Maslow's triangle. So what needs do you think that we have? If you can type them in the chat, you can type one for me, or you can just think to yourself, what are the basic needs that I have? And I mean basic needs. I want you to think about that for a second, because they impact us every day. Okay. So the basic of all needs are psychological needs. It's our need to survive, such as air, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep. The first level is so basic that when you do not have these, things just do not go right. We know we cannot live without food, water, shelter. At some point of the day, you have to have shelter. I don't even care if it's a blanket. But, these days we have to have clothing, plus the weather, even here in Florida right now. Oh my gosh, you need clothing. Sleep, you can go without for a little bit, but you're going to have sleep. So all of these things, they can be somewhat adjustable, but when they're not met, think about it. This is what consumes you. When you don't have shelter, you are consumed with finding shelter. Even if you have a house and you're trying to sell your house and find another house, you are consumed. I can't think about anything else right now. I have to do this. You are consumed with this psychological need. When these are not met, how easy is it to get off of this need and go on to the next level? It's not very easy at all. I don't think you're a very happy person when these needs are not met. We already talked about the baby, but I was driving to work and sometimes I see people on the side of the road and they are addressing their psychological needs. Sometimes we think, go get a job, go do this, go do that. But really, they are trying to meet the basic of all needs, their psychological needs. They can't think about anything else. They can't think about an interview. They can't think about, I don't know, having clothes to look a certain way. They're just like, I have clothes right now. That need is met right now. I need food. They are stuck in this psychological needs section, the basic of all needs. So hopefully you can see that when these needs are not met, there's not much else you can really focus on fully. The next level I want to talk about is security. These are your safety needs, the ones that provide a person with a sense of security and well-being. Now, your personal security, your financial security, good health, protection from accidents, harm, and their adverse effects are all included in these safety needs. So, perfect example I was sharing with someone was that when I don't have peace, I do not move. I have to have safety. I've even discussed this with my husband. I have to feel secure. When I do not feel secure, I am a beast. We have bought and sold multiple homes. When I go into a closing, I read the documents because I want to make sure that everything is okay. If you try to rush me, if you try to force me, you can forget it because that safety need has not been met. I don't feel comfortable. I will not move. So this is the second tier. Safety needs must be met before you go to the next level. So if you feel like you're going to get kicked out, if you feel like your relationship is in danger, if you feel like now you've already got clothes, you've already got food, air, water, that stuff. But now you're in this level. Until the needs in this level are met, guess what? That's right. You're not going to go to the next level. So if you've ever wondered like why you can't move about something, it's because of this need to have safety. And it's totally fine. And you have to recognize that your needs are valid and that they need to be met. So the next one I want to go to is social needs, love and belonging. I know we're in this time where we're all on social media, but if you think about what social media is doing, it's actually trying to fill this void from this level right here. A sense of love, belonging, acceptance from other people. You want them to like your stuff. You want them to share your stuff. You want them to identify with your ideas. You want them to love the pictures that you love the experiences that you have. Even though we're not physically touching and in person, we're still trying to fulfill this need just through another media, not in person. So it refers to the need to feel a sense of belonging and acceptance. Some social needs are important to humans, so they don't want to feel alone. So sometimes they can't physically be with a person, so they do it on social media. Nobody wants to be isolated or feel depressed. And that's where this issue lies. It's in the social needs. So friendships, family, intimacy, all work to fulfill our social needs that we have. So I want you to think for a second, how do you try to fulfill your social needs? Is it, talking on the phone? Is it being online, connecting with people? If someone if nobody likes your post, if nobody agrees with your comment, how does that make you feel? Think about it. It's in this level of social needs that you're trying to get fulfilled. The next one I'd like to talk about is esteem needs, the need for self-esteem and respect. Now, self-respect, I want you to note, is the most important respect that you could ever, 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 ever have. Why? When you don't have self-respect, there are no boundaries. Even if you have a good level of respect, you still need to work on keeping it and growing it. As people, we're very, very complex, and we always have some area to work on. So self-esteem, self-respect is not just one thing. Well, it doesn't just stay in one compartment in one area. It's in multiple areas. So self-respect could be defined as respecting the limits and discipline that you put on yourself, not just, the respect from someone else, but for yourself and what you tell yourself, what you promise yourself, what you said you were going to do, keeping your promises. So if you said you're going to eat better, if you're going to exercise and you don't, it's like me, I need to do better. Even though there are things I'm trying to get done, I need to make sure that I take my self-care seriously. Because right now I'm sitting here doing this webinar with ice packs. I drove home with ice packs because I was not respecting myself. I was more focused on my goal. And so for a driven person like myself, you have to have limits. You have to set limits. So this one for me is something that's really big because I end up paying the cost, and I don't like the cost that I pay. If I just had respected my needs and I had more self-respect for what my body needs, not me intellectually or emotionally, this time it was a physical need. Yes, I was driven and trying to fulfill an emotional need and a goal, but I still needed to respect my physical need and respecting myself. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Now we come to the top, and it's the self-actualization needs. This is the top of the pyramid. A person's need to reach their full potential is what we would categorize as self-actualization. This is not a generality. This is something specifically for you. It is extremely personal. Not everybody's looks the same. So it's not like, yeah, clothing. Yeah, air. Yeah, a relationship. Self-actualization is extremely personal. This is where people find their purpose. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. This is where most people place their full potential, living in their purpose or having a fulfilled life. Whatever that means to them, this is the space where that lies. Now, think about all the levels we went through to meet all of those needs to be able to get to the top. Remember the baby? Remember the man on the street? They're not going to get to the top of the pyramid at this moment. How much energy and focus can they commit to this level at the top? None. They can't even get past the level they're on. So there's no way they're going to get all the way to the top. Their primal needs are not met. So this is what the full pyramid looks like. What level do you spend the most time in? So just take a second, just go through, think about the descriptions that I gave you, the examples that I gave you. Think about what level you spend the most time in. Are you bouncing between social and esteem? You get too wrapped up in wanting to be liked or loved, or you can't keep commitments to yourself? Is it social and safety? Relationship issues? So you quit pursuing your career? Or is it esteem and self-actualization? You can't maximize your opportunity that you're in because you don't believe that you have what it takes, or you're too busy watching other people. So you can't do what you need to do because you have comparisonitis, or you don't really believe in yourself, or you may feel threatened by someone else, or even trying to imitate someone else. Now you have to be honest with yourself in order to climb to the top of the pyramid, because as we just went through each level, you see you can't get to the next level if you do not have a need that is met on the level that you're on. So do you see how this can be causing issues for you in your life? The level you spend the most time in is where your biggest need is. So on your worksheet, yes, remember we have the worksheet. I want you to answer question number 1. This is where you take a moment to fill that one out. I'm going to turn a light on. Okay. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on the level of self-actualization? You're like I might be a half. Or you're like, I kind of started. I'm a 3. I'm moving. Or you're like, I'm a 7 and I'm shooting for a 10. I'm pretty confident that, this is where I spend the majority of my time. And this is something that I am determined to get taken care of. So how bad do you want to get to the top where self-actualization happens? And if you can post that in the chat, go ahead. How bad? Because sometimes you're like, yeah, I want it, but you're not willing to do anything about it. If you're not willing to do anything about it, then what's the point, right? Now you can get your paper towel or toilet paper roll or your tissue box, because I want to talk to you about morals. The definition of morals by dictionary.com is an adjective. It's relative to or concerned with the principles or rules of right conduct or distinction between right and wrong. It's ethical, it's moral attitudes, expressing or conveying truths or counsel as to right conduct, or founded on the fundamental principles of right conduct rather than legalities, enactments, or customs, moral obligations, capable of conforming to the rules of right conduct. Now, that toilet paper roll, that paper towel roll, and that tissue box. The rounds of the tissue paper that are on it, the tissue box. Now, the tissue itself represents the morals, all of that stuff. And I like to say, we'll add on those things that were bestowed upon you by the family. You were introduced to them by your job, how you should be. You were taught them by different experiences, or you accepted them by different experiences. They're like unspoken rules by family and relationships. These are laws or other things that you have learned to govern yourself by through various sources. So every time you think of a moral, I want you to start unraveling the roll or pulling out the tissues. So, you got to have black-eyed peas and greens on New Year's so that you can have a prosperous New Year. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. All of that type of stuff you've started governing your life by, that people have told you, or, don't stare, don't do all of these things. The core of the role is what I want you to think about. The core of this roll, or the bottom of that tissue box, it never changes. It's just got all this stuff wrapped around it, or all this stuff stuffed on top of it. That core is your innate core values. The definition of your innate core values is the unchanging nature of a person. It exists in you from birth. It's innate, it's inborn, it's your native state. It's inherent in the essential character of you. It's originating in or arising from the intellect or the constitution of the mind rather than learned through experience. It is your unchanging nature. So hopefully you understand the difference between the things that other people put on you, put upon you, taught you, instilled in you, taught you to make you change and shift how you were. If you asked a lot of questions, don't ask so many questions. Why you always got to talk back? Why you always have something to say? Why are you always taking things apart? Why are you always so busy? Just sit still, do nothing. All of those things that were put upon you is not who you are. Your innate core values is who you really are. That never changes. Your morals and those other things that were put upon you are just suffocating the real you. So sometimes we feel internal conflicts and we don't know why. This is why. And maybe it's not suffocating you, but if you wrap that toilet tissue around your face, you would start to suffocate. But metaphorically, you get the picture. It has the potential to keep you covered for too long. So the core, like I said, it's your innate core values. So do you see how unique this is? At the very center of you, when you were created, you had everything you needed. For me personally, this is my belief. I believe everyone was created for a purpose or to be the answer to solve a problem. Either you're the solution or you're the person to find a solution. And you had everything that you needed in order to do that. I think it would be utterly cruel for your creator, whoever that is for you, to say, I'm going to create you to do this work, but not equip you, not give you the dream, the tenacity, the fortitude, the way to do it, all of that stuff, the ability to do it, but I want you to do it. I just think that's totally cruel, so I don't think that's how it works. So you have everything inside of you that you need in order to do that. I believe that our creator gives us clues on how to do that, because nothing new is under the sun. And if you want us to find you, you have to give us a way to find you, to lead back to you. And so we have a way to do that. And there are multiple different ways to do that. And everyone is unique. There is not a single person that is just like another person. It's just not. You might have other qualities and similarities of someone else, but no one is the identical person of you. Even identical twins have differences. So you are arranged in a very unique way, with everything being in its unique place in a specific amount and arrayed in a unique arrangement. So I am going to share with you this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Make sure you can see me. Uh-oh. Here we go. So your core, which is the center of the toilet paper roll, this we actually created to show you an example of, this is something that's unique, that's like your core, with all of these pieces and all of their places, which for where they are placed is specific, but to someone else might look sporadic. It's a unique piece that nobody else has. Each piece has their function and their place. Each thing is placed in a certain place for a particular reason. You might not always know what it is immediately and why it's there, but it is where it is for a purpose. So what you have to do is discover the beauty of your core so that you can use it for your purpose. And when you don't know that this is the beauty that you have that's totally covered and smothered, you end up just settling and not being who you are supposed to be. Like if you wrap toilet paper around this, you'll see it makes it bumpy and lumpy. And you're like, I'm uncomfortable and I don't know why, and I'm not doing what I should be doing and I don't know what's hindering me. It's the stuff that's on top of here that's keeping you from doing what you should be doing, the way that you should be doing it, because you were made to do it. So it's definitely something that you need to make sure. I have another camera here. It's something that you have to make sure that you discover. Where are all of my pieces? What do these pieces mean? How do they function? How can I maximize them? What do they mean? How do I cultivate it? How do I use it? How do I experience it? How do I control it? How do I maximize it? All of this information you have inside of you. It's just covered and you need to discover it. So I wanted to share with you, let me move my screen here. I have created a, oh, you can still see it. There we go. My Living on Purpose Intensive. It's actually going to be a 3-week intensive. And if anybody knows me, I always have a lot to give. So when I say intensive, I mean anything I do really is very saturated. So an intensive is going to be an intensive. I love high quality stuff. I love to get what I paid for. I love life-changing, meaningful, deep things. So I can play around, but especially with business and people and my purpose, I don't play. So when I say intensive, I mean you're actually going to be working quite a bit, but it's for you. It's for you to maximize your purpose. It's for you to, discover, develop, cultivate, use what's inside of you. So because when you understand that, you know how to position yourself and maximize your opportunities. So I am going to actually go to the page so that you can see the work that we will be doing. Let's see, I can share that screen. Give me just a moment. Let's switch, I think. I don't want you. So hopefully everybody is good so far, especially while I'm trying to take this off. There we go. Okay. Now I can share a different screen. If I stop clicking. Come on. Oh, you won't. How do you kill that one? Hold on a second. I don't want to hit the end of broadcast. Oh. I apologize. I did it earlier. I just don't know why this one is not. I don't want you. Oh. Okay, I'm going to open it up at the bottom so you can see. If you look at the bottom, there is a tab that is called Offers. And that is going to take you to the Living My Life on Purpose Intensive. And just so that you aren't staring at me. Be nice. Okay, so we will be starting on March the 29th. For some reason, I have been thinking it's Tuesday. It's on Wednesday at 7 p.m. That's when this will be starting. And you have to stay to the end because I actually have a very special treat for the ladies in my group, which was why I wanted to offer this webinar separate than when I do the regular one for the general public, because it's my birthday and you ladies have been supporting me, and I wanted to offer you something that was special. So it is a limited time offer, and only for ladies in my group, in my email list. So it is a 3-week intensive program for women who want to make an impact and who are ready to take action and start walking in their purpose. If you want to play, this is not the place to be. So if you are tired of feeling like you're wasting time to figure out what you should be doing, this is the place to be. Feeling like you hate the place where you are in now, but you're like, where am I going to go? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. If you're feeling like you are the reason you're not working in your purpose, but you just don't understand why, it's like, I don't know why I don't do what I should do. I don't know what's keeping me from doing what I know I need to do. I even know what to do and I'm not doing it. But if you are ready to discover what's holding you back, to create a plan to overcome it once and for all, this is the place to be. If you need to gain clarity on your direction to start taking intentional actions, you have found the right place. Learn how to maximize your personal power to get the success you want, and you're ready to go to work, I welcome you. So I know that right now you're struggling with trying to conquer the imaginary wall you're running into, but you just need help. And it's totally fine. I had to get help. So the link for the page is down below. I will also have it in the replay email so that you can take a look at the page. So in respect for your time, I know you are very capable of reading the page yourself. I highly recommend that you read the page. I am extremely proud of myself for writing it. And it is me. And, you know, that's part of owning my own power. But yeah, so I do want you to read this and take a look and see if this intensive is something that you could benefit from. So no matter if, you know, you've done self-improvement, self-development before, if you believe you already have a filled life, but if you're here and you're following me, you want more than what you have. So that's a big clue. If you're thinking, oh, you can figure it out on your own, just, you know, look at where you already are and think like, oh, I can put it all and I can do. I've already done that. I've wasted years trying to do it on my own. I no longer do it on my own, and I will not, because I understand the benefit of not doing it on my own. And I wouldn't change for anything in the world. But in 3 weeks, we are going to go through having your assessment done, going through your assessment to understand you better and how you operate. You are going to have worksheets. You're going to become more conscious about who you are, how you operate, how you set up goals, to be more deliberate about your actions and intentions, learning to observe yourself, your actions, your feelings, so that you can have more control over things. That is one thing I must say I absolutely love. The fact that now I can be what I call on the offense rather than defense. I'm the one that controls more about where I am, how I feel, what goes on, rather than having to be in reaction mode. Reaction mode is never good, never. And I absolutely love it, and I love empowering people with that. But you will develop better journaling skills, self-discovery and observation and reflection, understanding and prioritizing to meet your needs, and so much more. But 3 weeks. So when I say intensive, yeah. So this is how it goes. We will be having a call on Wednesday, and that's going to be at 7. And then Saturday, if I don't finish all of the teaching, then Saturday, the class is at 1. We will finish teaching, and then I will have time to answer your questions that you would have already emailed me from Wednesday. So that just gives me time to make sure that I'm able to do that. You'll have email support. We'll be talking every week. So, and you'll have worksheets, and you'll have homework and practices to do, because in order for you to utilize you, we know it takes repetition and time, right? So we have to get it in. We have to get our practice in. So working together, you'll have proof that the inner voice in your head is a liar, because you are enough. You are already equipped with everything. You just need to discover what it is. You'll be empowered because you'll understand yourself more. And you'll be equipped to know what circumstances are optimum for you or which ones to avoid. And that's part of what I was talking about as well. And what circumstances make you excel. That is so nice to know. How will things be different after working with me? You'll have the confidence in knowing you have your own superpower. You'll start to discover what that is so that you can cultivate it. You will have a conscious thought process that leads you to make decisions that give you more peace. That's totally awesome. I love my peace. I tell you, I love it. You'll feel more empowered to be more in control of your life instead of reactive. You'll be on track to have a more solid understanding of what feels like living in your purpose is for you. You have the ability to see your life from a different viewpoint, from a different come from, and having the knowledge to become more in sync with yourself. We are so busy doing as women, or achieving, or whatever it is that we're trying to take care of, that we're not really in sync with ourselves. So you'll have the opportunity to just get more intimate with you, be more vulnerable, know yourself better. So this is an intensive program. So week 1 in 2 sessions, it'll be about how you operate in exploration. Week 2, it'll be exploring at new depths and discovery of the past. And then week 3 is clarity on your direction and next steps for your mission. So I am all about action. I'm all about producing results and getting the work done. So when you work on you, notice I said when you work, because I've already done the work and preparing it, it's just up to you to do the work and the repetitions and time, being honest and vulnerable with yourself. So it's not like, okay, I got 5 minutes, let me do my work just to say I got it done. It doesn't work that way when you're working on yourself. So there will be homework. Like I said, you have the 2 calls every week, and I do have bonuses. So the first bonus is that there's going to be an additional assessment that you will get in week 3. And that's a value of $150. And then there's another teaching that I have that I'm going to email out to you. And that is for $250. This is a group program. This is not individual coaching. And what I decided to do for the group was present the ladies in the group, the women who are building their life with intention, a special offer. So when you go to the page and you view that, the offer that I will be advertising outside of here is what is on this page. However, for the ladies in the group, I have another offer. But before I tell you that, let me just let you know who this is not for, so you can kind of self-select. If you don't want any self-development, this program is not for you. If you're looking for a quick magic pill, if you don't want to do any work, if you just want to make excuses, if you're not committed to making the calls and doing the work, so, okay, I'll just catch the replay. It's really being present in the moment. Sometimes you can't, and I understand that. But I have found it so beneficial because I have done both live and pre-recorded. Whenever you have the opportunity to be live, be live. It is a totally different energy. If you're not going to take the assessment seriously or think that it will put you in a box, this is not for you. If you don't like to be challenged, if you don't like the way you currently think to be challenged, this isn't for you. If you don't like to be asked questions, or if you're indecisive, this isn't for you. Now, it's different if you don't know what to do versus you're indecisive. Those are 2 different things. And the last, which I won't say is the most important, but I am a very direct person. You can kind of tell when I'm holding back. Lies are a waste of my time, so I don't do them. It's just not worth it to me. But I am direct. I like to get straight to the point. I'm very cordial, but I figure your time is valuable. So I just want to give you what you're coming to me for. We can, chat a little, but I really want to give you what you're paying me for. And certain people just can't handle that. And I'm okay with that because I know me and I know what works for me. Small chit chat doesn't work for me. It makes me very uncomfortable. If we sat down, I'd be like, so what are you doing with life? Did you reach a goal? I'm not going to be like, how you like the weather? I mean, I'll try, but I'd rather talk about deep stuff. So if you're like that stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't, then we know we don't need to work together. But you can check the website and see all of the other wonderful things that you will benefit from not only the program, but from working with me. But I just wanted to make sure that, there was self-selection here because I am doing a very, very good offer for you ladies. And we will start in 10 days, like I said. So I'm going to see if I can now share. We won't do that. Well, this is how you will do it. If you decide this program is something that you can benefit from, this is how this will go. You'll send me an email, say, Courtney, I want to be in the intensive. I will send you an email that will have an invoice for the actual payment of the program. Once you pay, I will send you another link that's going to take you to the registration. And when you fill that out, I will get it and I'll send you an email back and it'll say like, you're registered. So this is why. This is my exclusive gift for you ladies in the group. I am giving a scholarship to you worth $600. If you were able to look on the page, this is a $1,200 program because we are not playing. Just because I'm offering the scholarship, you're getting the same program. However, I decided for my birthday as a gift to give you, for supporting me, a scholarship worth $600. That means the whole program for you is only $600, but you do have to pay it within 3 weeks. When I send you the invoice, you only have to pay $200. $200 will get you into the program, and then every week, up to 3 weeks, obviously, the balance of the $400 needs to be paid. So that is my offer for you. And normally with payment plans, we charge interest. I'm not even charging interest. So it's total $600 for the ladies in the group. And I know who's in the group. So the offer is not allowed to be shared or distributed or whatever because I won't give it to them. If they're not on my list, if they're not in the group, they cannot get the scholarship offer. So yes, I wanted to offer this to the ladies. So if they wanted to start banging down that invisible wall that's keeping them from, doing whatever it is that they want to do, I wanted to give them the opportunity to work with me to be able to do that. Because my other programs are going to be higher ticket. Not that they can't afford it, but I just want to do something national birthday because I can. So hopefully you ladies found this information extremely helpful. At this time, I'd like to take any questions. If you are able to, let me look at the chat. I think everybody's still on their phones. But you can always email me your questions and I can respond back. If you need to send me an email, say, I'd love to chat about the program after you looked at the sales page. I can see if I can schedule a 15-minute call to answer any questions that you may have if you need to talk to me in person. And then we can go from there. But the program is starting in 10 days. This offer is only until Sunday at 10 p.m. After that, poof, be gone. No more. Nada más. I will not have it up anymore. So for the next steps, let me read to you the Well, you'll get it in the email because if you're on your phone, you'll have to check it to click the link anyway. So me telling you what the URL isn't going to help you. So your next steps would be, well, you know what? You might be writing bit.ly/living my life intensive. Living my life intensive. So that's the short link. And you can go and read the details there about the offer. And if you need to email me for any questions, my email is info, I-N-F-O, @CourtneyColeman.com. And my name is spelled with a K. So next steps left. If you just want to act like you didn't hear anything, you didn't learn anything, you just want to stay the same, that is totally fine. And I am happy if you're happy. I mean, what else can I be, right? Or you can take the option to move forward, choosing to email me to start moving in the direction that you want for your career or to make your impact. You can say, I want in the intensive. Or you can go right and you can just decide that you're going to try to figure it out on your own again, whatever that may be, however that may be, however long that takes. You've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the years of wasted time to prove it. But hey, if that works for you, it works for me. I've chosen to do that before, and it just, I admonish you, as soon as you can, as fast as you can, choose just to go straight to get help, to help you to do what your purpose is, because it's like rotting. I mean, it actually sent me into a depression, but not doing what you were called to do is a painful way to live. Just my personal opinion. So let me share this with you, and then I will let you ladies go. I greatly appreciate your time this evening. If you are interested, like I said, you can send me the email and I'll send you the invoice. And $200 is due at the time of sign up. It needs to be paid in 3 weeks. And scholarship ends this Sunday at 10 p.m. And you see the link below for the website to check out all of the information for the intensive. So I hope that it is something you feel that you can benefit from. I hope that you definitely jump in so that you can make the changes you feel that you need to make and start living your life intentionally in your purpose. So I thank you ladies very much. And as always, until next time, stay true to the real you. I am Courtney Coleman, your performance and impact career strategist. Talk to you later, ladies. Thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate it. Bye-bye.